Hi, and welcome to episode 170 of the We Are Yarn podcast, closing up quarter number 2 of the year-long sweater along.
I'm going down to the drugstore, buy a big old skeiny yarn. I'm gonna knit me a kitten, even if you don't give a darn.
Hey guys, how's it going? You don't even want to know how my night's gone. I'm so happy though to be sitting here talking with you. So glad. Okay, so to give you an idea without going into details, I am drinking a beer, and after that beer's done, I'm steeping some chamomile tea because I need some relax. And this one has valerian in it as well. You know, I'm a pharmacist. Science-based medicine, right? Whatever. I need some calm down. Okay, so year-long sweater along, quarter number 2. We have officially opened quarter number 3 today. It is July 1st, 2018. I am podcasting from the beautiful yet slightly hot and summer thunder showers. Man, they have been hitting hard all week. Here in my corner of East Tennessee. I have show notes because since we just closed a quarter, I had to draw for a prize. So we had 14 entries into the year-long sweater along April through June FO thread. And so that was numbers 2 through 15. Random.org chose number 13. And that was DQknits. I was so excited when your name came up. So I have probably already messaged you. If I haven't, it's because see previous, right? The beer and then tea to put me to sleep so that this day is over. I promise I'll get to you. Let me know. Excuse me. Let me know what sweater pattern you would like me to gift you as your prize. And I will get that to you post haste so that you can get started on it for quarter number 3. DQknits, Jen from the UK, made a very lovely harvest cardigan by the Tin Can Knits is the designer. It's a screaming pink and I love it. Alright, so you want to see my FO? And first I want to say, seeing previous discussion about my evening, I had braided my hair for work today. It's a Sunday, yes, but it's my weekend to work. My new gig. I only am going to have to work like every 4 weekends, maybe once a month. I don't work a weekend again until August, and I'm stoked. But so my hair is kind of doing a wavy crazy thing from being braided at work, and I decided we were going to have a pajama party tonight, and I'm wearing just like an old t-shirt, one up, because I need a one up right now. All right. He's asleep. My kid is asleep. I'm honestly not surprised. He went down so fast. With a fight, but he went down fast. Okay. Closing up the quarter with a finished sweater. I have a new basket, and I love it. I got it at my LYS. I had to bring it home because I need another basket. Okay. So I made the Lemongrass designed by Joji Locatelli. That's Joji Locatelli, if you're going to look for. I love everything that she designs. I am so sorry. I don't think I'm even going to cut that out. This is just my day. You guys are getting unedited, raw Amanda tonight. Okay, for better or worse. I did restart this podcast 4 times before I finally got going. So, mostly unedited. But this is my lemongrass. The only modification I made was that I just did an inch or maybe a little more of ribbing instead of the turtleneck. East Tennessee, there may be 3 days that warrant a wool turtleneck sweater. And I'll just wear a scarf. I do have 1 more ball left of this yarn. I was really, honestly, I expected to run out of yarn. But I still have a ball left. So I'll probably maybe, because this color green, I have no idea what I would do with it. Just 1 ball. It's probably about 200 yards of a light worsted. So I think what I'm going to do is knit a cowl. Maybe that has that cable on it. Maybe it'll just be, I don't know. I don't know what it'll be. But that way, if I need a cowl, if I feel like I need a turtleneck, I can just put the cowl on with it. That's the only modification I made though. I knit the sleeves as directed. I knit the body as directed. I did make an error at the very top of the cables, but I don't feel like it's an issue, so I didn't fix it. I did end up going with the buttons from Joann's or Michael's or Hancock's or wherever I got them. Little cheapo buttons, but they're perfect. And guys, the sweater fits perfect. And I'm going to tell you, all but the ends for the buttons, where I sewed the buttons on, are woven in. I can't say that about any other sweater that I have made. Every last end woven in. And I think it's great. What do you think? When before I blocked it, I was afraid that the sleeves were going to be too short. And I probably could have knit them a little bit longer. But I'm happy with them. What else? I thought the body was going to be a little too short as well, but overall it grew. And I know that that's a function of the yarn. I have no idea what kind of yarn this is. I assume it's wool. That's as far as I go. It has some, like a halo of black. So I don't know if that's alpaca or if it's guard hairs, because it's definitely poking out all over the place. I don't know what it is, but I love it. This is some very, very, very old stash out of my stash and into a lovely wearable sweater. And that's the goal of my Sweater Along 2018, is to get stash out. So, let's move on. A little bit of rustly, I'm sorry, to what's living in my bag here that was made by my lovely friend Daniela. And that is the Deschain. So the big push right now, what you see everybody knitting that's in the summer hemisphere, are these kind of boxy-ish cropped tees. And the one that grabbed my attention was the Deschain by Rob Rabe. So this is Deschain, Deschain, published by Quince & Company. It's supposed to be knit in a linen Aran weight, and because I can't do anything by the book, I am knitting this out of Knit Picks Cotton, which is a DK. This is the Lantana colorway. I have 2 balls left of 5. And this yarn is old enough. This this yellow thing is what the supplier for a liquid that came in a glass bottle for CVS that I used to work for. When they shipped their product, they would put each bottle in these little yellow things so they wouldn't bang up against each other. I haven't worked for them for going near 6 years. So, yeah, that's how old this yarn is, and the yarn was living with that. So last time you saw it, I'm quickly losing light. I need to start talking. The last time you saw it, I was only 1 repeat in, maybe a repeat and a half-ish, maybe, of the front. So I did the front. It's so wide. So this is why I'm not really concerned about it being DK, is because it's still so wide. I did the front. I knit the back panel. I joined in the round because I was not interested in seaming up the side, because that's not my jam. And I knit until I was at the end of the 3rd skein. So this was me at the end of skein number 3. That's what I had left. So then I got to stop and decide how long it's going to be. Do I want to make sleeves? So I measured it, and I think where I am, and still having 2 balls remaining, I should be able to eke out those sleeves, as you can see there, and then still get at least near the length I want. I have decided that I want it to be, I didn't write it down, I don't know why I'm studying that page. I can't remember if I said, I think I said 17 inches. The largest size they have you knit to 19 3/4 inches. I think though that I want somewhere between 17 and 19 inches, but I'll just go until my yarn's gone. I'll probably, when I get back to doing the body, I'll measure the ball, knit a couple of rounds and measure the ball and see how much each round takes, and then do some knitter math calculating for that. So this is my thing about, I've had very strong notes. Let me make sure I've talked about everything before I get into this. My one big disappointment with this project. So you guys know, I started talking about it last month, that I was making a life change, and that life change was getting a new job. I didn't particularly want to leave my old job, but there were just things, you know, it was not the people I worked with, it was not the institution on the ground level where we all were, literally and figuratively, ground floor running, you know, down in the trenches, all those people. That was great. It was, I don't have to get into it. You guys, you understand. Sometimes you just know you have to go, and I had to go. But I didn't want to. And so I was struggling with that. And I didn't recognize it at the time, but I cast this on in those weeks leading up to when my last day was. And now I have the new job, and I've been in it a couple of weeks, and it's starting to go really well. I'm feeling really good about it. And you can tell looking at the evenness of my gauge. And I was trying to blame it on the purl stitch, but it extended past where I started purling. I started purling about here, or stopped purling about here. It extended on past that though. You can really see, if you look, how my gauge was just insane up here at the top. And then as time went on and I became more settled, how beautiful my gauge is now. I'm hoping that S will block right out. I don't know though. I'm dubious. I think though that my chamomile has been steeping for 15 minutes. That's going to be some strong tea. I think though, we're about to try it and see. And now my cat's screaming. See, if it's not one thing, it's 6 others. I'll be right back. I'm going to go deal with my cat. Alright, hopefully the senior citizen kitty has been appeased. Finally getting some tea. As the sun is setting in East Tennessee, and I sure hope I can get this done before the sun goes down. Okay, so I was talking about how disappointed I am at my uneven gauge. And honestly, I hope it blocks out, but if it doesn't, that's just life. Literally, this is my life and my emotions knit into this top that I really think, regardless, is going to be lovely. So I have, what I've done at this point is pinned where I want my neck to be. It wanted the neck way out here, but I just know. And I think, I haven't actually measured my gauge, but I think my gauge is actually probably near spot on. I don't know. We'll see though. I think it's going to be really nice. I was considering not putting the sleeves on it, but I showed my husband, who is an artist by trade, by training, if he liked it with or without the sleeves, and apparently the designer knew what she was doing, because he said without the sleeves he thought it looked dumb. So it's getting sleeves. And I hope it looks nice on me. But I'm really excited to have this done. Yeah, you know what? I was crocheting on that yarn on my first vacation as a pharmacist. So that was 2009. 2009. 9 years that's been in my stash. I'm excited to have it done. The other whip I've been working on, one in which you have to be very cognizant of your gauge, is the Depth Cowl by some designer who I don't know. Laura of the Knit Girls recently knit one of these. She started hers and finished hers long after I'd started mine though. So this is my Depth Cowl. It's out of Fiber Seed Sprout DK. I'm beginning to kind of wish I had done the worsted, because worsted would be done now. I'm really tickled with how it's turning out, except that I didn't quite follow the instructions as I should have. And you see how it looks all nice and even up here, and then it starts to kind of drift. I'll let it drift. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to correct that when I join it back together or not. Oh, it just dawned on me that it looks like a gaping wound. guys. So the colorway, which does not look like a gaping wound, maybe it's just because it's getting dark in here. The colorway is apple cider. Apple cider. So it's these blues, these browns and reds and cream in the middle, surrounded by that burgundy, crimson type color. And I'm super stoked because this is all I have left. And I haven't exactly read the instructions since October or November or whenever I cast this on, but if I understand right, you just knit until you're out of yarn, and then you seam it up. So I'm hoping to have this done in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully it'll be finished by the time I talk to you next, unless I get really excited about the Deschain, but I have to seam my shoulders before then, and that calls for doing a mattress stitch, and I'm not feeling a mattress stitch right now, so you know, that may sit in that bag until next summer. That's good stuff. Chamomile tea is so good. But I did realize too that technically my Deschain fits in all of my requirements for the sweater along, right? It has sleeves that'll come down just about to 3/4, and it covers most of my torso. So yeah, even though I've gotten a little lax on that, haters don't be hating, because I can't help it. I'm perfectly happy to follow rules, but I can't make other people. Alright, finally, before the sun goes down and my husband gets home and things start happening, I have been, I was saying that it seemed like with the new job I was going to be able to get up and spin in the mornings. That has been happening. So I went from no fiber in the process of becoming yarn to I went to very near half a bobbin of white. I never thought I would be able to spin just plain white fiber. And I have, this is about 2.5 ounces left of this braid. I have another braid here that I hope, very much hope, is 4 ounces, so that I have a total of 8 ounces 2-ply. And this was donated to the podcast by Louette, back when I was doing more to actually warrant being donated to. And it's Corriedale, product of Great Britain. I had never spun Corriedale. And what I did, because my battery was out on my on my scale, so I couldn't weigh it accurately, I just pulled it out in one long strip, folded that strip in half and tore it down the middle. So I hope that that's roughly 4 ounces in each. I am spinning that. It's getting very dark in here. Will this make it worse? Now I'm just backlit. We'll go with it. I'm spinning it to go with this 2-ply, 8 ounces of, this was a combo spin of 2 completely different fibers by 2 completely different dyers, and I love the way it turned out. And I will be striping these for a Japan Sleeves by Joji Locatelli eventually. My next sweater for the sweater along is going to be the Veronika cardi. So this is the Veronika cardigan. Loose open style business there. And it was either going to be that or Granito by Joji Locatelli, but I feel like I need to break up my Joji business. So I'm going to make the Veronika cardi with a K, Veronika, out of this Erin Moore from the Fiber Co. Okay, so funny story. I read Aran Moore and stopped, and I thought it was Aran Weight. I got this at a going out of business sale. I have 4 skeins. So I thought it was Aran because the name implies it. I missed that that it has a superscript light. So this is a DK. It calls for Aran, but I've had really good success recently. Subbing yarn, and I hope it continues. Somehow we have made it through another episode of We Are Yarn. I don't know how I did it. Between cats screaming and husbands calling and sun setting. Maybe my one-up is working. Friends, I thank you dearly for coming to visit me today. If you're watching me on YouTube, I would really appreciate it if you'd give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I know, you know, with the whole YouTube thing, having to be able to subscribe, you have to be a member, or, you know, have a Google login, that sort of business. If you don't have all that, you don't want to make it, I get it. But if you can, it helps. Helps me get noticed. And if I get noticed, I'm more likely to continue doing it. Well, okay, so I hope you guys are looking forward to quarter number 3 of the sweater along. Don't feel like you had to be doing it from the beginning. If you're just now joining me for the first time, do not hesitate to jump into the sweater along. The rules are just that you've got to knit 4 sweaters this year. And me, with my ridiculous schedule and that I've had, and all these life things going on, I'm managing to keep up and don't even notice that I'm actually ahead a little bit on my goal of knitting 4 sweaters this year. Like I said, I would really prefer it be a sweater with at least 3/4 length sleeves covering most of your torso. But, you know, if the designer called it a cardigan, I'll probably get behind it. So, yeah. Get jumping on those. I know a few people messaged me after I posted on Instagram that it was the last day, that they were kind of stuck on Sleeve Island. I hope you guys find your rowboat and get off of Sleeve Island. Get those sweaters finished. You still have 3 months to finish another one if you want to stick with 1 1/4 like I've set as a goal for myself. So it'll be July, August, September. So October 1st will be the next drawing for a sweater pattern of your choice. And you got to post in the FO thread for this quarter to be entered for that drawing. And DQknits, congratulations so much on winning this quarter. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. I hope you have a good night.
I just can't wait to finish. I got the kitten knitting blues. No, I just can't wait to finish. That's why I got those kitten knitting blues.